Good evening, grave robbers, and welcome back to the television graveyard. We are your TV necromancers, Laura Prince, Noah Houlihan, and we have come here tonight to examine the spirits of past podcasts.
Yes.
Including some that ran 7 seasons so far. With me as always is TV's Noah Houlihan.
Yes! I don't have a quote because I don't know what we're going to talk about really.
Yeah, I know you like to usually keep the intro the same across, but if this is your first episode that you're listening, don't.
Yeah, this is a weird choice for you to...
This is our season 7 post-mortem.
Yes.
So this is never an episode we would recommend if you were a first-time listener.
Yeah, I do. A lot of people say it's their favorite episodes of the seasons is when we do these retrospectives, but it's definitely not the gateway to our content.
Yeah, no, this is definitely not a good first episode. Go listen to Push Nevada. We'll wait.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where we look back on season 7 of this podcast, and then we'll talk about plans for the future. We'll leave that a bit ambiguous. So we're going to take a look at everything that we did over this past year, kind of discuss how we feel about the show, and let's just jump into it, because the first thing that I've noticed, and I find this kind of interesting, is this happened last year, where we opened with the post-mortem, rather than ending with the post-mortem.
Yes.
So
last year was kind of a crazy season.
Yeah, last year was a crazy season.
Because season 6 was the 2 strikes. It was the strike seasons.
Yes, that was the tune-out era. There's a lot of, weird things about that. So it's interesting that the last episode of season 6 is Transylvania Rising.
I really liked Transylvania Rising.
Which I loved. And then I usually don't talk about what happens during the hiatus.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was silly. We announced the hiatus. We put up the annual +2 horror, which that year was Installing Alan, which is my favorite.
I really like Installing Alan as well.
Then I announced a brand new channel. I announced +2 essays, which, sitting here over a year later, still has no content. There's stuff I really want to do. There is a video essay I'd like to get out, believe it or not, next week.
Oh my gosh.
But if it doesn't happen, it won't happen. It won't happen for at least another year. So we'll see. And then I also put up the pilot for binge watching, which was an old idea from years ago. And it's when we watched an entire series of shows. And we watched Breaking Bad. And by we, I mean me and my friends and not Laura.
Yes.
So then that brings us into what actually happened in season 7, which started with the post-mortem and then went on to Dot Comedy.
Oh my gosh.
Dot Comedy was a very interesting one in that we came back from hiatus and season 6 really beat us up.
Yes.
And as we go through season 7, we're still obviously very beaten up.
Yes.
Because, and I still feel bad about this, Dot Comedy was a lost pilot that had been on our list for so long, hosted by the Sklar brothers, where they looked at internet jokes.
Yeah.
And in it is the guy who owned airsickbag.com, who was a man I reached out to and had agreed to do the show. And then we just never set up the interview.
Yeah.
And that kind of really sets the stage for how this season felt. Of just we have all this stuff, but man, we just can't get it together.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add about Dot Comedy?
Dot Comedy was, most of the fun from this episode was talking about the early 2000s internet.
Yes.
And I did enjoy those conversations, and there was a lot of nostalgia in there, and really focusing on the temporal aspect of, we were in such a very strange time in American history at that exact moment where this came out.
Yeah.
Because I believe, if I recall correctly, we didn't have a president-elect yet when this came out.
This would be December 11th.
So, 2000 presidential election called, so it came, what day?
December 11th this came out.
December 12th is the day that they called the election.
Okay, so yeah, we did not know who the president was.
So, like, it was such a strange moment in American history that has never happened before or again of going over a month without knowing who the president was going to be.
Yeah.
As well as being compounded with this moment of being the early internet. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed doing this episode, but it was definitely... We definitely struggled.
Yeah.
In this season. I don't think we are struggling yet. I will let you know when I think we are starting to struggle.
So next is 13 Fear is Real.
Yes.
This is a 3-parter. I believe it's the only 3-parter of this season. There's a couple 2-parters, but I think this is the only, like, real big one we tackle.
I loved doing this show. This was a fun one. Yeah. I think this was the Stay Doomediest episode we did this year.
Yeah, it's very interesting looking back on this, because I'm looking at it, and part 1 of 13 Fear is Real is nearly 2 hours.
Yes.
And we hadn't done, like, a big episode like that in a while.
No.
It should be noted that it appears like we miss a week between part 1 and part 2. So
because of the holiday.
I probably should have split that up into 2 parts and made this a 4-parter. There's enough content there. But
based on the days of the week, we also put Fear is Real out a day late because at this time we were still going up Wednesdays.
Yes, there's...
So I think we were trying to not put an episode up on Christmas.
Maybe.
And then nothing went up on the 26th.
That makes sense. Because we had to make that change. This is, again, just like, as we evolve and as the show evolves. I feel like the show used to come out on Monday. Like, in the real before times.
I remember when it came out Tuesdays. I remember when it moved to Wednesdays.
Yeah, and then we moved it to Wednesday. And then the problem with Wednesday became, after, like, dealing with pandemic stuff, my mic came back. My comedy show on Wednesday went back to weekly. Because there was a time where we were monthly, and then we were weekly just every Wednesday. And so often, the show would be done and ready on Wednesday, and I wouldn't upload it. Whether it was like I rendered the video and never uploaded it to YouTube, or I uploaded it to YouTube and just never hit publish. Like, this is a constant trend where I'm like, all right, let's just move it to Thursday, because I keep missing Wednesday.
Yeah.
But 13 Fear is Real was really a fun show, that alternate reality show vibe.
I mean, like I said, this feels like the Stay Doomediest show we do this season. And I mean that in a good way.
Yes, this feels very Stay Doomed. Little thing from me that drives me crazy is the way that the show goes up on YouTube is I make a thumbnail in the video, basically, because because this is a podcast, 90% of the video is the same screen.
Yeah.
And then I put clips in.
Yes.
But then YouTube's like, you get to choose from these 3 frames from your video to be the thumbnail. And it drives me crazy when they don't pick what is clearly the thumbnail to be, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, part 3 of 13 Fear is Real, that's the wrong thumbnail. And I either have to go back and fix it or just deal with the fact that it's a dude's face.
But I enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was one we wanted to do for a while, but it went in and out of existing.
Yes. We definitely had some trouble. I believe we had trouble actively during this. They
took down episodes in real time.
That actually might have been part of the reason for the gap.
Now that you're saying that,
I was like, oh my god, we went to watch it, it wasn't there.
And then I think we had to find it again.
Yes.
Or someone from our Discord.
I think someone from our Discord, I think M came through with that. Yeah.
So because I remember having a lot of difficulty, and that might have been what happened.
Yeah. So then, the next 3 episodes are not really Stay Doomed episodes. Because we do the Razzie nomination special.
Yes.
Where we do our I believe, our voting. Or maybe it might have just been us revealing the nominations. Let's see. This is us making our nominations. So this is us looking at the long list, voting for the short list.
Yeah, this is us voting on... Because we are voting members of the Razzies.
Yes, so this was us trying to make sure that the movies we wanted to cover got nominated. And we didn't get Kraven the Hunter, and we were very upset.
Yeah. The next episode was a Stay Doomed Adventure, which is always fun.
Then it's time for some Stay Doomed Adventures. This was very funny to me, because we go to the American Treasure Tram Tour Museum.
Yeah, which I loved.
Which someone in our Discord asked, hey, have you heard of this? I think the day before we posted this.
Yeah, we were like, no, maybe.
And I remember we had done the survey, and we'll go over the survey a little bit later for this year, but we did the survey last year, and a lot of people spoke very highly of the Stay Doomed Adventures episodes. So we're like, okay, so maybe we do pivot a bit and we do more, hey, we did a weird thing content. And it does tend to do, well on the numbers I'm seeing.
Good.
But yeah, the tram tour,
The tram tour also felt like a Stay Doomed destination.
Absolutely.
Because it was so much Americana, and it was so much vintage. I also had an internal game where I took a picture of anything Muppets adjacent that I saw, which entertained me a lot. I would love to just be able to walk around there for a little bit, because my biggest problem with the tram tour was it was tram.
Yeah. We didn't get to choose how long we looked at something.
Right.
But yeah, that was a super fun episode and super fun location. I have yet to feel the itch to go back, but it's still awesome, and I've recommended it to so many people.
For real.
Because this was before the next year's Too Many Games Expo. And I remember saying, there's a really cool museum, right over there.
Yes. And, I think... Do I talk about the movie theater at length?
Yes. Yeah, we spend a lot of time talking about it.
Because I'm still obsessed with that movie theater. I'd love to do a photo shoot in that movie theater.
Yeah, I want to go back just because they have a film festival, and I want to put some of my movies in it.
I want to give a photographer American dollars and do a photo shoot in that lobby. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like the employees would be like, yeah, that's fine. Because they did not seem to care about a lot of things. And I mean that in the best possible way.
Yeah. So then we have a MagFest Stay Doomed adventure. Yes. Because
we always have the MagFest episode because we are never able to put content out after Mag.
Yeah, MagFest always kills us. It's, the convention starts on a Thursday and ends Sunday night. That's all the time that we use for Stay Doomed.
Also, there have been a couple times where that convention has almost actually killed us.
Oh, yeah.
I know there was one week where I was sick as a dog the entire week afterwards.
I mean, I think, let me just actually look. There's usually a We Are Sick from MagFest episode.
I don't think there was this time. I think we actually, weathered MagFest this year.
Go us.
I timed our flu shot a little bit later to cover us later into January. Mm-hmm. I, intentionally got us flu shots a bit later in the season than normal. Because MagFest is so late, and I wanted to make sure we were still covered. Yeah. Then we get into our Razzies.
Yeah, it's Razzie month, where we covered Madam Web, Joker Folie à Deux, Borderlands, and Megalopolis. One is missing, but I have no idea what film we did not choose to watch.
Yeah, and I know Madam Web won.
Yeah.
So we did the winner.
Which is... Madam Web, my favorite of these.
We did not
watch Reagan.
Because we do not watch the political ones.
Yeah. Because they're not fun. They're not good podcasts.
They're not good episodes, and we don't enjoy watching them.
Yeah.
So, because we almost did Kraven the Hunter instead.
Yeah. But the thing about Razzie Month is months tend to be 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And there's 5 nominees. So.
Out of these, this was a particularly solid group episode-wise for Razzies.
Yeah.
Megalopolis, I had so much fun watching. We watched it with a group of friends, and out of the, 6 of us, one of us was having a great time.
Yeah.
It was me. Everyone else was miserable. Borderlands was the worst one.
Borderlands we also watched with that group of friends. Borderlands we watched twice.
Because we watched Borderlands right after it came out because we knew it was going to be a Razzie movie.
For fun, and it was not fun.
And then we were like, oh crap, we're going to have to watch this again in the winter.
Yeah.
Folie à Deux might be the best episode of the 4.
I know that, going back to my Plus 2 Essays channel, I had a full essay idea for Joker 2 to discuss that I don't really remember, and I'll see if I can find those notes, but it would require watching Joker Folie à Deux again.
Oh, no.
And I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah, this was a really fun Razzie month. It's always fun when you have, IP involved, and you can discuss, its relationship with pop culture through its IP and things like that.
I'm also a big musical fan, so talking about, how this functioned as a musical was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at, the run times in that, Borderlands is the shortest episode that we have, because what do you say about Borderlands other than it's bad?
Because I just remember,
boring?
my little miniature essay of, Folie à Deux wants to be Chicago, and here's why it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. I would say other than Borderlands, it's probably the ones that, the Razzie movies I've enjoyed the most. I legitimately liked Madam Web.
I liked parts of Madam Web a lot. I liked any time she was behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah.
Great.
Joker Folie à Deux, I was like, there's a phenomenon I want to discuss where a movie invokes a very interesting conversation, but the conversation is more valuable than watching the film.
Oh, Folie à Deux is absolutely in that.
I was like, there's a lot of stuff you can discuss here, but to discuss it, you have to have people willing to watch this garbage.
I remember we asked our friends, if you watch it, we can talk about it. And they were like, we don't love you enough.
Yeah. And then Megalopolis is such a train wreck and should have won.
I love that I felt like I catched in all of my friend points on Megalopolis in a year where that same group watched both Schumacher Batmans and Last Action Hero with me.
I mean, we still do the, yes, go back to the club.
We do the go back to the club, and I know I later saw a picture, a statue of Caesar, and I sent it to my friend with, I showed you my Emersonian mind, please respond.
Yeah.
So, this one stuck with us in an unfortunate way. I do want to see what is the documentary called?
Megaflopolis?
It's not called Megadoculus.
Megadoculus, I thought Megaflopolis would make sense.
It's called Megadoc. So
Megadoc.
I do want to watch that. I'm not sure when that's going to be available, but I will be looking into that. I don't think it would be something we'd cover as an episode.
No.
Because it feels too close to being an episode, but I think it would be an enjoyable watch for me personally.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So then we hit an era in March that really feels like classic Stay Doomed.
Yes.
We hit Dog Police.
Dog Police. Dog Police. Nobody knows who you are.
Which is a perfect pilot in the talking dogs genre. That, I know looking at it on YouTube, I had to make that thumbnail. I had to find the picture for that and put the words on it because there wasn't a title card for it in existence. But Dog Police, I made the vow that I would find out who those dogs were, and I've made no progress.
I did greatly enjoy that episode because a good talking dog episode really is just very important for a Stay Doomed season.
And I look at it and I think it's only a half hour while all our other episodes tend to be an hour. But that pilot was 6 minutes.
Yeah. It was fun, though.
We had a lot to say.
It was a great deal of fun.
And then another one that was on our list for quite some time. New York Goes to Work.
Yeah, we followed up a talking dog with a VH1 celebrity. We really go back to, like, the stuff in this point.
Oh man. Getting back into a VH1 reality show just felt so good. And I know there's still a lot for us to do in that category.
Frank the Entertainer and a Basement Affair.
We have that. I always bring up Kept because it's the forgotten one.
Kept, I think I found Frank the Entertainer. I don't know if I've found Kept successfully
Yeah, because
yet.
it's forgotten.
I know we've debated, does Rock of Love Bus technically count as a different show?
Yep, that's one we've discussed a few times.
And, like,
I believe...
don't threaten me with a good time.
I believe according to where it's currently streaming, which I think is Peacock, it is a different show.
And there's a lot of things I'd love to discuss about it. Because there's some really interesting ethical things about how it streams that I would love to talk about. That we do talk about actually with New York Goes to Work. We talk about it in the nudity episode.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed New York Goes to Work. It was fun. I love to see that Tiffany Pollard is still, like, a reality villain. Because we watched Traitors briefly because she was in it.
No,
Villain's House.
Villain's House, yeah.
And she turned out to be, like, very reasonable.
Yeah, because she was sharing the screen with Omarosa, who was insane.
And there's something really there. It has too many seasons for us to do it, but, like, I'd consider doing a mini episode on one of those.
I love the idea of a reality show where the host is just over it.
Yeah, Joel
McHale just being like,
Joel McHale,
you're all terrible.
Joel McHale hates everyone on that show except the payroll person who signs the check.
Yeah.
He's cool with her. That's it. And then the next one we did was Beverly Hills Chihuahuas, which I remember defending extensively.
So here's the thing about Beverly Hills Chihuahua. This, to me, is the start of us kind of, like, doing a little bit of a slip. Because this is when we start being like, I don't know, let's find a pilot. And we end up with Beverly Hills Chihuahua, and I was like, let's do this. It's an IP. It's a talking dog. Let's just do this. And, like, I remember hating this. Like, it's only a 23-minute episode because it's only, like, a 12-minute pilot. And, like, hating it and just, like, hating it as a Stay Doomed episode as well because I didn't feel like I had enough to say. It's one of our most popular episodes.
I didn't hate it at all. I didn't hate it as a Stay Doomed episode. I didn't hate it as a cartoon. I actually really understood why it was a property that was becoming a cartoon. Mm-hmm. And I love that those episodes come up every so often where you and I are so diametrically opposed because that doesn't happen frequently.
Yeah. And I'm just wrong in every way.
I wasn't saying, like, you were wrong and I'm right. I enjoy that in this context, we could see it from very different paradigms.
Now, I'm saying I'm wrong. I'm also not saying you are right. I'm saying I was wrong.
But I think it was, I thought it was a really interesting try. Mm-hmm. So I did not dislike this episode. And then we're still in this run of, like, pretty good ones for a little while.
Yeah. Because we have a bunch of good pilots, and then the level of pilot starts to, like, crumble.
Because we have Camp Steve-O.
Camp Steve-O is very much a Stay Doomed episode. Like, because we love Jackass.
Yeah.
And I loved this. This was a very interesting concept.
We had Talking Dog, Celebrity, IP cartoon, Jackass spinoff. This is a Stay Doomed run.
Yeah, especially with what we got coming up next. But Camp Steve-O was such an interesting show. And, like, what an interesting time it was when Jackass ended. And they were like, all right, we as MTV created all these stars. What do we do with them? We got to do something with them. And we have, like, you know, you have your Viva the Bams and your Wild Boys, but then you also have your Camp Steve-O's and your, what was the other one? Vidiots or Blasteroids? Blasteroid, yeah.
No, Blastozoid wasn't. It was the Bam cartoon, I thought.
We also did the BAM cartoon, but we also did Blasteroid, which is like the Jackass C team. It's
Yes.
like Rake Vaughn and
Yes. Okay, I remember this
and
now.
Deco. Yeah. And yeah, I love that segment of television of just like, well, Jackass is over, but we created celebrities. We need to do something with them. Steve-O Goes to Camp. I just watched the Ernest movies.
Steve-O Scared Stupid.
That would have been a great show.
Yeah, I think that you could have done like, because I know they brought back the what was the Scare Tactics? They brought it back as like a Jordan Peele.
They bring back
Produced?
Scare Tactics, I think, every 4 years.
I would love to have seen Jackass Scare Tactics with like Johnny Knoxville being in charge.
Yeah. So Camp Steve-O then leads into the shocking star episode of season 7. Shangri-La.
This was like my favorite thing that we watched.
Ooh,
Like
Shangri-La.
I could talk about this for another hour. Like I loved Shangri-La Plaza. It was you know those memes that are like, you get sent to the last TV show you watched, how do you fare?
Yeah.
That week I was like, I'm great. I start a new life and
Yeah.
everything is fine.
Everything is musical.
But oh my god, I loved Shangri-La Plaza. I loved the time period. I loved the show. I loved the way it handled music. I remember I remember doing the intro and you being like, we're doing Shangri-La Plaza, and me going, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those ones where I looked at you multiple times while we were watching it, went, stay tuned, and you were like, shut up.
The thing is, like, there are a few YouTube channels that we frequent because they have a lot of trailers. I'm sorry, not trailers, of pilots. Like, there's a great one that just has a bunch of unsold pilots. There's a great channel that has a bunch of cartoon pilots. I don't know how we discovered Shangri-La Plaza.
Let me look, because this might have been something I found.
Because, like, this could have just been a lucky spin. This could have been a lucky spin of the wheel where we were just like, all right, maybe this will be a good thing for us to do. But, like, I feel like it had gone like, I feel like this was newly found, maybe. But
Unfortunately, when we cover a show, I do tend to delete it from my saved file on, like, Reddit.
right.
So I think there's a chance I deleted the post, but I think this might have been a me find.
That makes sense. This definitely looks like something that you brought to the table.
Because, like, this seemed like something I would have... this seems like something I would have found and been obsessed with.
Yeah.
Because I think we might have been looking up Cop Rock, because we've been perennially discussing Cop Rock Redux. Mm-hmm. And it was one of 3... Because I remember Shangri-La Plaza also being connected to, like, Cop Rock, and then there was a third musical that didn't run more than one season that season, and we were like, oh, we're gonna eventually do that one too. Mm-hmm. So I think I was looking into Cop Rock, saw this, and was like, excuse me?
A baking powder?
I find. Give.
So please give.
Give to Laura. Obsessed.
But the next bit is when I feel like we're really just like, oh, let's find a pilot. We really enter that segment of...
Whenever we do a game show.
I feel like there was a reason we did a game
Wink
show.
Martindale had just passed away.
Yeah, Wink Martindale had passed away, and we're like, let's do something for Wink Martindale's passing. And just every time, I'm so excited to do a game show. And every time I'm like, this is a terrible episode.
And, like, it's not even that the game shows are bad, it's just that they're not good episodes of Stay Doomed.
Because I love talking about game theory and things like that, but, like, it's tough when the game isn't working right and there's not a lot of, like, good constructive things that I can say. Because Betcha was also especially terrible.
Yeah.
It was just, like, weird bets and trying to figure out, like, it was like kind of half Ripley's Believe It or Not of like, this person has a really weird skill. But there's also a chance that he just biffs it.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, that's lame. So the only thing that's very interesting about Betcha is when I tried to make the thumbnail for it, the logo that popped up was not from the show Betcha, but it is the image that the YouTube video that we watched of the show used as their thumbnail.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh god. So there's some interesting trivia about that show. And then we stumble upon The Grubs, which again was like another lucky find.
Yeah, because it was a BBC show and we love doing an import. It was the Americanized version of a BBC show.
Yes,
yeah.
This is young Michael Cera.
Yeah, we love doing those kinds of shows because sometimes those shows become The Office, and sometimes those shows are The Grubs.
I love the copy for this. What if a crap pilot is happy to be crap? You get The Grubs. So that was a fantastic little show of just like, you could see that like it contained a lot of people that knew what they were doing, but they were all just doing the wrong thing. Like just I think we compared it to Freaks and Geeks, where I was just like, there's no joy here.
It was very Freaks and Geeksy to me.
Yeah.
But like a little less competently made than Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Like Freaks and Geeks was a better quality show, but this was kind of enjoyable in its own right.
So then we release an advertisement, because this is when I start doing Wrestle Chowder, which is over on the Plus 2 Wrestling channel, where I tried to basically do the soup. There's another show that's on hiatus. That should be coming back in January with any luck. But there was some reason why we couldn't do an episode this week. And we come back with another quintessential, like, this is a weird thing we found.
Yeah, Little Freaks to me is one of the real content episodes. And when I say it's a content episode, I do not mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean, we needed to put an episode out, so we made some content. Daddy made you some content. Like,
Yeah.
This was not my favorite. This was such a, like, we had to strain to find half an hour of things. I'm always hoping these are going to be modifiers.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't. Modifiers worked because I found the show Bible. So I had a ton of stuff to say about modifiers that wasn't just rehashing the show. I did not have that about Little Freaks.
Certainly not. So we had to fire back with something great, and we went back to Talking Dog. This is Dad's a Dog.
It was a half dog, half ghost.
Yeah, because this is a talking dog show about a guy taking a talking dog show as an actor. Which it seems so perfect for our show.
We did this one on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
this was not a, hey, we found something under the couch and we had to make content. This was a, yo, look, a talking dog TGIF show. Scorched was good. The talking dog ones are usually fun. Let's do this.
Yeah, I forgot that this was TGIF. Yeah, it's an interesting episode. Not the best show. But, like, we're also hitting this kind of run of, like, no one knows what we're talking about. Like, from Betcha to our next one, which is Maggie. It's a bunch of us covering, like, weird curios, but not curios that people would be, like, looking for content on.
I really liked Maggie, though.
I did, too. I bring this up because I received a message at one point from a friend of mine that was like, hey, I was on a drive and I had remembered the show, the Ingleville Club.
Yeah. Eltingville.
Eltingville.
Welcome to Eltingville.
Yeah, welcome to Eltingville. And was like, I wonder if anyone did a podcast about it. And I didn't realize it was you until about halfway through.
That's funny.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And like, looking at like the numbers and stuff like that, we do have our dedicated audience who we love.
Yeah.
But there's also very clearly this weird bias of someone was looking for something related to that show. Whether it be like they were looking for Razzie's content or they were looking for Beverly Hills Chihuahua content. And that's how they discovered us. And that makes the view numbers go up. It often doesn't make the duration listened to go up. Because there's very often we still have the people that are like, even though this says Stay Doomed in big yellow letters, I assume this is just the pilot I want to watch. It's not. I'm furious. But that brings us to Maggie.
Yeah, which was another odd pilot, but it was one I very much enjoyed.
I do love when we do one of these really old shows. Like, this is from 1957.
I loved Maggie. Like,
Yeah,
I
Maggie's
loved her as a
fun.
character.
Yeah.
And I kind of was able to step outside myself and think about the little girl I was that watched Nick at Night, and how Maggie would have been her icon. Maggie would have been my North Star as a human being.
Yeah.
And so I was really fond of this episode and of this show.
Maggie was a really good time.
And I think Stay Doomed cannot operate entirely in stuff that you're familiar with. I think having a weird one every so often that the audience hasn't heard of has a lot of value.
Yeah, I think it's important to do them every once in a while.
But I think Maggie exemplifies that more than, like, Little Freak stuff.
Yeah. Listen to Maggie. Maggie's numbers are abysmal.
Yes, because it is something no one knows, so...
Our numbers, like I'm looking currently at YouTube, our numbers stay rather consistent in other hosting places. Like,
Yeah.
like what's up on like Podbeam and like Sketcher and Spotify and stuff like that. Those numbers tend to stay rather consistent. There's like spikes and dips when it comes to the YouTube numbers, which is why I'm using those. So then we hit like a very weird time in the show.
Yes.
We had discussed, I forget how we came up with this. But I've always wanted to do Lord Bravery.
You mentioned wanting to do it, and I went to the library and, like, found the Freakazoid DVDs. And was like, look, we can do it.
Yeah.
We also then watched the entirety of Freakazoid.
Yeah, I don't know if we watched all of it.
We watched a lot of it.
We watched a good chunk of Freakazoid. Freak out. And I like when we do these kind of like outside the box versions of Stay Doomed. Because Lord Bravery is a doomed cartoon. It only got 2 episodes, even though they exist inside of Freakazoid.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we got to discuss Lord Bravery, especially because I love Lord Bravery. Lord Bravery!
Yeah, it was a fun one. We got to talk about how much we loved Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Because that show ages better than it should.
Very true. Then we have what I'd like to point out is I have a problem where I want our milestone episodes to be important and good.
Yes.
This comes from my time doing my other podcast. When we did the Plus 2 Comedy podcast. That one ran over 200 episodes. Episode 100 was supposed to be a reunion between a guy who was part of Plus 2 Comedy, TJ Del Reno, finally like coming back and us having a conversation about how we weren't together anymore. And I was very excited for that. And he canceled like the day before.
Oh my god.
So I think episode 100, I interview my friend Sean Capel because he was episode 1. And I was like, that kind of works. And then for episode 200 of that podcast, I was like trying really hard to get like a very special guest. I was in talks with a lot of people, and if you don't know the old podcast, we used to record it with a live audience in a comic book store once a week, which is an insane thing that I can't believe we've ever pulled off. Like, the fact that we even pulled that off is insane.
Yeah.
But so many things went wrong leading up to episode 200 that episode 200 ends up being a convention show.
Yeah.
Where the guest doesn't show.
Yeah.
And I believe my co-host doesn't even show up.
Really?
I think episode 200 is me alone with a microphone talking to the crowd.
Oh, wow.
And, like, because of that, I'm always like, let's make sure that our milestone episodes are important. And at this point, I know episode 250 is coming up, and I start freaking out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things here that I pitch to kind of, like, push it back.
Yes.
Because then we do the bonus episode with the side cartoons.
Which is a game.
Which is a fun episode. I really enjoyed doing that episode.
Like all games we have, I fly into at least one rage.
Mm-hmm. Based on numbers, our fans didn't enjoy it. But it's a fun little episode where we talk about Lord Bravery-esque cartoons. Then we come back and we do Muppet Vision 3D, which we felt like we had to do.
Because it's Muppets content, and it's my favorite, and, like, this was me working out the fact that I couldn't bring myself to go to Disney World. Mm-hmm. To go, because we had flirted with the idea of just doing, like, a fly down Friday night, spend the whole day in Hollywood Studios Saturday, fly back Sunday morning kind of deal.
Yeah, it was insane.
Like,
And
carry-ons
the bill
only.
was crazy.
When we priced it out, we were like, this is impossible. We can't do this.
Yeah.
And, so we watched it, and I like, wanted to talk about it because I love the Muppets.
Yeah.
As
does our fans.
I'll find any reason to talk about the Muppets. And then there's, another episode where you're trying to push back the clock. Oh, it's also a July 4th episode, so I guess it was a holiday.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of reasons why an episode wouldn't have gone up this time. And I put up our old podcast, Keeping the Fabe, which is an idea that I loved at the time. The idea of watching wrestling from a point of view of someone who doesn't know that it's fake. I think it's very funny. But out of time, like, this podcast is reviewing, I think, like, WrestleMania 30-some. Like, it's weird to be like, this is a podcast about an old WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So that kind of gets thrown in there to kind of...
Buy time.
It also gets copyright flagged, which I think is crazy. Because it's so hard to cover wrestling. Thanks, WWE.
And then we actually do episode 250, and we go in a very weird direction with it.
Yes.
But I don't hate that.
I don't hate it either. And I know this was not the original pitch for 250.
No.
I forget what we were originally planning on doing.
I don't remember either.
But, like, we had discussed, like, it was going to be a bigger show of some sort. It's one of the many that are on the list of shows that we wanted to do. But we were finally going to do a bigger one, and then we didn't have time, and I think this was a me pitch to do, like, what if we just did a doomed episode? Something that everyone agrees that they hated. And I think we were doing our Simpsons rewatch at the time.
Yeah, I think anything that's really, really, really out of left field is probably a you suggestion, because I never feel like I can suggest those. So usually if it's a very, like, out of the ordinary one, it's usually something you've suggested, because I usually try to play by the rules for the most part. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I really liked doing it this way, because this is widely considered when Simpsons jumps the shark.
So it's the Principal and the Pauper episode.
So it's when Simpsons dooms itself.
Yes, and I personally feel like we have a very unique take on this episode of The Simpsons that I, like, after I watched it and I kind of, like, gathered my thoughts about it, I started Googling to see if anyone else felt the way I did about it, and I can't find anyone else, like, saying the things we say about this episode anywhere on the internet.
Huh.
So I'm very happy with this episode. And it does very well, which is great. So, yeah, I really liked taking this turn on things. And, like, we don't experiment with this format again this season, but it's definitely a great idea. But there's also very few episodes of television that are as universally hated as The Principal and the Pauper.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know if we could do this with a lot of shows. Because I'm not sure there are a lot of other TV shows that have that agreed upon, this is when the show starts to suck. Mm-hmm. That isn't, like, a clear spot, like Michael Scott leaving The Office.
Yeah.
So, we then do a Stay Doomed Adventure for the next one.
Yeah, which is crazy to me because I feel like we had just seen Weird Al. Like, the fact that this is back in July is, like, a little bit baffling to me. But yeah, we went to the bigger and weirder tour, which is not doomed. Will be...
Yeah, it turns out it's one of the least doomed things we did this year.
Yeah. So that was a fun time. I love me some Weird Al. Love me some Puddles.
Yeah, this was just a fun... Sometimes we'd like, oh, we did a thing. Let's just wring out a little bit of content from it. Mm-hmm. The next one was the BB Beagle show, which I thought was this is another Stay Doomed show.
This was brought to us by our Discord.
Yeah, this is a very Stay Doomed show. This was not one we were like, we need to make content. This was like puppet talking dog show.
Yeah.
Where do I sign?
Yes, we are required to do the BB Beagle show. What a unique time the BB Beagle show was. Yeah, what a weird show. It's just a weird show. Be sure to check out the BB Beagle show. Then we have like the 7-year anniversary show, which screams of something went wrong.
Yes. The anniversary show... Wait, the next thing I have is the anniversary show.
Yeah, the 7-year anniversary show.
Yeah, I think we discussed Up, Down, and Sideways what we wanted to do for this.
Did we?
Yes, because we ended up talking about how Stay Doomed was going to be a one-season wonder itself, and all the things we had talked about doing instead.
Yeah, I remembered, like, it was a great episode, and I really like this episode, but I feel like there was... Like, I feel like something fell through, and then we're like, let's do an anniversary show instead.
No, we usually do an anniversary show.
Do we? All right.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
I think the way our schedule... The anniversary show and the hiatus get closer together sometimes, and I feel like we are constantly like, didn't we just do a retrospective?
Maybe.
I think we didn't want to do a retrospective because we didn't feel like enough time had passed. So we talked about like what we were going to do, what we had planned to do instead of Stay Doomed. Because I know we talk about Opposite Worlds and how like Opposite Worlds essentially stops it from being a one-season wonder.
Yeah.
Because the hiatus, I believe, one year was in August. It was like at the end of a year.
Yes.
So I think it's very interesting to see how the schedulings have changed.
Then we have What's Cooking. What's Cooking was another one of...
This was like, content.
Yeah, we need to find something. I remember really enjoying What's Cooking. There was a lot to discuss with What's Cooking. But I don't think there was an outcry for us to cover What's Cooking. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to add. Because I just... Classy Clupo recently started their own YouTube channel, and that's why we have so much of this stuff in there.
Yes.
It's another, like, fallback channel where it's like, we need something to cover. Because, like, back when I was doing solo episodes the one season, like, and I did, like, Psycho Ferret, like, that's the channel we would jump onto.
Yeah.
Then we have the surprise hit of Wacky Racers Forever, which, again, it felt like we started this episode with we don't have a lot of time. Because, like, I think when I found it, I was like, it's an IP show and the pilot's 6 minutes.
Yes.
And then we talk about that 6 minutes for 40 minutes.
I think we didn't realize it was only 6 minutes. I think we thought it was at least a 15-minute
That's
pilot.
a common mistake that I make.
So I think we, like, thought it was at least a full episode. We get a lot out of this one. We wring a lot out of Wacky Races. Mm-hmm. We talk about IP a lot, and we talk about Hanna-Barbera IP specifically. So I think we had a lot of fun. This was a fun episode for something that definitely started out as content.
Yeah. So, and then this, because here's the thing. What's Cooking started out as just, hey, content. Wacky Races Forever started out as, hey, here's some content that we ended up really enjoying. Weezer's Detour was something I was super excited about.
Yes.
Because it was like recently unearthed lost media, like tied to, Rivers Cuomo, who's a very famous rock star. Fun pilot, like, has some, what's that Ryan Reynolds movie?
Van
Wilder feel to it. Like, all the pieces seem to fall together. This episode does abysmally online.
Does it really?
Like, I don't know if it was just that, like, I was trying to ride a wave because it was new and we got buried under other people covering it. But, like, nobody watches this episode of our show.
Oh, wow.
And it's a fun episode. I really like this episode of our show. I like Weezer's Detour. I like the show, too. It's got Peter Gallagher in it, who I think is very underrated.
Yeah, I mean, this was a, I remember having the criticism of it does a lot too fast. Mm-hmm. And there's stuff that definitely should have been over the course of an imaginary season 1. Should have happened.
Yeah.
But I did remember enjoying this for the most part.
Yeah.
Then we have a bonus episode?
Yeah, well, something goes wrong here.
I think we lose an episode or something.
I don't know if we lost episodes but like something seems like astray in life because we put up the quintessential episode of Community, which was originally a Crowdfund Crypt Patreon exclusive episode. And I think part of the reason we put it up is like I had made reference to it in an episode and then realized we had never fully released it. So I was like, oh, we should throw that up. But we don't do another new episode until September 26th. So like almost a full month.
Huh.
Because it's Detour, and then the next week, September 4th, is Quintessential Episode. And then the next one is Sideways Stories from Wayside
Yeah, we
School.
essentially missed 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened then.
I don't either.
But, like, we might have recorded something and lost it. I don't remember recording
I think we
Wayside twice.
We didn't record Wayside twice. I do think there was something that got, like... There was something that was broken.
Yeah.
And then, like... Or maybe there was just something that happened? Like, one of these I could definitely think of as being a schedule slip.
When are we in Canada?
Not yet.
Not yet, because we're planning Canada, because I see it in the docket.
Yeah. No, we're not in Canada yet. Wayside Schools comes out before Canada. I almost think this is when burnout starts to really settle in for both of us.
Yeah, because I had a real bad burnout spell. Right around here, because October is when the gaming channel goes on hiatus.
Yeah,
for a month, because I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
We spend a lot of fall in survival and burnout.
Yeah.
So I think this is when the burnout is starting to settle in.
Yeah, I think this is where my burnout happens. Because I think there's a good chance that part of my burnout is the disappointment in the performance of Weezer's Detour.
Really?
Yeah, now that I'm like looking at it. Because that number's low. And, like, I was really struggling for a bit. And then I was like, I don't want to stream anymore. I don't feel like doing video games anymore. Like, my other show, or my other life, Scott Holiday, over on the Plus 2 Wrestling channel, stops uploading around this time as well. Where I was just like, I believe I did a September Wrestle Chowder, and it's the only thing that comes out on that channel that month. And I didn't start doing content again on that channel until literally yesterday.
I mean, there's definitely things that you were involved in outside of content creation.
Yeah.
That were asking for more and more and more of your time. Mm-hmm. And I think that, like, without saying a lot about your other pursuits, I think there is an element of that burnout really taking its toll. Because I know summer is usually a very, very busy time for you.
Yep. Summer is rough.
And I think this is the fall off from you push yourself to keep going all summer.
Mm-hmm. Because I suffer from, like, another burnout streak.
Soon.
Right after Canada.
Yes.
Because, like, we got back from Canada and I was like, I feel so much better about everything. I'm so ready to jump back into it. And then, like, a week later, I'm just, like, back in the hole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we hit that spell. Sorry, Wayside School, that we didn't spend a lot of time talking about you.
This was also bad. Wayside School was bad.
Oh, really? I really liked that episode.
Not our episode. The show is bad.
The show is really bad. Because I just remember, because
we talk about kids' books a lot. Like, there's some of these shows that are bad, but we have a very fun conversation. We have a really good conversation about, like, children's literature. Mm-hmm. But the show is bad.
Because there's something I say in the episode that I kind of, like, hate that I said, and I'll just be open about it, is one of the first things I said was, when I picked this, I thought it was a cartoon.
Yes.
And then it wasn't a cartoon. And I was like, is that something I, as a host of this show, should say? Because it shows how unprepared I am. And it kind of shows how slapdash and how quickly I had to pick this so that we could watch it and record and do that stuff. And in the end, I kept it. And, like, now that we're doing the retrospective, I can kind of be open about it. Where I felt like just like a tool, being like, I didn't know what it was when we started. I don't know if that's the experience people want out of us. Where, like, we go in completely blind and can get baffled by a show. But this was not anything like what I expected when I put it on.
No, and, like, I like to... we've done so many shows where spoiling it would ruin the experience. Especially when we do, like, competition reality shows. I don't want to know...
Right.
...who wins a competition reality show. So I tried to not do research until we hit that point.
Mm-hmm. Then the next episode 257, is Not Doomed, where we discuss the shows that we wanted to do that we constantly needed to then be like, oh wait, no, this ran more than one season.
We are driving through New York State when this happens.
Yes, this is an on the road episode. And I think, let me just see something. This really speaks to a change that I had about how I felt about the show. In that, normally, I wouldn't have made this a number episode of the show. This is my psychosis with how I run this show. Like, Stay Doomed Adventures are not numbered episodes of Stay Doomed because we're not covering the things that we would say we were doing.
Yeah.
And if you look at the way I number things, the side cartoon is listed as a bonus episode. It is not an episode of Stay Doomed. But The Not Doomed is considered an episode of Stay Doomed. And this is me trying to just let things go.
Yeah.
And not be insane about things. Because I often get in my head about like, well, this is a bonus episode because it's not a because we're not following our rules and stuff like that, and those could drive you insane.
This is foreshadowing.
And yeah, and it's bad to be insane and then attempt to do a weekly show. So I was just like, let's just call it an episode of Stay Tuned. Like, normally this would be like an On the Road with +2 comedy and like one of the side projects and stuff. I was like, no, it's an episode of Stay Tuned. Just put it out. Noah, stop being insane.
Which is funny because our next 2 episodes are adventures, which means they're unnumbered.
Which they're unnumbered due to previous rules we established.
These are fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's always weird to, like, come home and create content from a vacation because I'm always like, oh yeah, content. Mm-hmm. Wasn't really thinking about making content. Wish some of these sites would pay us to make content.
Yeah. But yeah, we do Niagara Falls and the Strong Museum. I was very excited to do the Strong Museum because that was brought to us by our Discord.
Yes.
Like, hey, everyone should go to the Strong Museum. And we did, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm glad we managed to find something to say in the podcast that wasn't Laura cried on the stoop of Sesame Street for 45 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah.
But I did.
I loved that experience, but like, I do want to say it's a little strange to me that the last like doomed show we cover before the hiatus is actually Wayside,
and it's a full month and change before the hiatus.
And it's back at the end of September. And you know, this is coming out in December because we took a month hiatus for a November.
We generally take a hiatus around November.
Yeah. So that was the year review. This was a rougher year.
Yes. I mean, I've said this. I think this is the second. COVID was weirdly Stay Doomed in its prime.
Yeah.
Because unlike so many other content creators, what we do, I think this was when we had to acknowledge that we are married and live together.
So people didn't think we were being unsafe.
Because we had 1 week off because we moved right before COVID and then had literally 0 schedule slip for a year and a half. I'm not even sure we took the hiatus that year.
Maybe not. I don't remember.
I'm not positive whether we took it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if we felt we needed it.
Right.
I remember recording in November. Because I remember recording Murder in Small Town X on election night 2020.
Yeah.
So, because I think we had that season, the season after, really benefited from more or less lockdown. Season 5, I know we had a lot of like, hey, we're back in the world.
Yeah.
Season 6 had the strikes.
And season 6 had the strikes, and we fell out of the habits. So
I know season 6 is when we can pouring one out.
Yeah, because pouring one out was something that we came up with during COVID, just to give us something to do, something for us to get excited about. So
I will say the end of 6 does not seem to suffer as badly as this is by far our struggle busest season.
Yeah,
Struggle busest?
the bussiest.
The struggliest bus.
And there's some good stuff this season. There are some really fun episodes. You know, I'm happy with the Simpsons episode. I'm really happy with Shangri-La Plaza. I wish Detour did better.
I really enjoyed Maggie.
I
think the Talking Dog episodes were good.
Yeah, 13 Fear is Real, of course. Very good, very fun.
13 Fear is Real is the most, like, vintage Stay Doomed.
Yeah.
So I think I would say it's roughly half and half for how I felt about this season.
So, Laura and I had, like, went to the hiatus with, like, we have to figure out how to fix this show. Because it's not where we want it to be anymore.
Because both of us do love the show.
Mm-hmm. So, let me first bring up the questionnaire. Because the questionnaire definitely affected my input towards this.
What happened to Cat TV?
What happened to Cat TV? That is a great question.
I just opened the Google Drive on my end, And I just realized, I was like, what happened to Meow TV?
Meow TV is missing. You're right. Did that just never make it on the YouTube?
It didn't make it on the Podbean either. Because I've been looking at the Podbean.
Meow TV just vanished.
So, and I can see the date we recorded it. It should have gone up.
During that big break.
Yeah, it would have gone up like September 10th.
Let me look at my files. Oh my god, is there just an entire thing that's just lost now?
Yeah, this should have gone up Thursday, September 11th.
Okay, well, guess what? Next week, right here on this feed, you will get the Stay Tuned episode of Meow TV. Because it's right here. It just never went up.
Yeah, we legitimately have an episode that did not make it to air for some reason.
And Meow TV is like, there's a lot to talk about with Meow TV.
Yeah, I mean, I pulled up the Stay Doomed Google Drive, which is where I tend to take my notes, and saw that and I went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you hear it in my voice going, where's Meow TV?
All right, so we'll at least reveal next week's episode will be Meow TV.
And it will be vintage. I wonder what we think is going to happen.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. Sorry that oh god.
Oh, that's wild.
I'm so sorry everyone about this season. I was insane for a while. Let me talk about the questionnaire real quick.
Yeah, of course.
So, we did discuss moving on from Stay Doomed and doing something else. I asked, would you be interested in a Noah and Laura podcast that is not Stay Doomed? Half and half, 50-50 on that one.
Yeah.
People are not sure, and I understand. I think there may also be a feel of like, I don't want to say yes in case that kills Stay Doomed.
And I could totally see it being like, well, what is it about?
Yeah. So I then said, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, how much do you enjoy these types of episodes? How much do you enjoy a pilot? And that got 3.6.
Okay.
How much do you enjoy a full season that's under 3 hours of watch time?
So like a 3 or 4 episode 1 hour drama, or like a 5 or 6, like a Fish Police.
A Clerks. Fish Police, yeah. And that was 4.17.
Then Fish Police and Dog Police.
Yeah. I think we say that in the Dog Police episode.
I know I do want to do Capital Critters at some point.
I then asked, enjoying full season over 3 hours. 4.5.
So people like the longer form.
And then I asked Lost Media, 4 even. And then, how much do you enjoy episodes of a revival of a show we thought was doomed? 4.5. So that is an outcry for The Quest and for season 3 of Clone High. I then ask, what is the best episode of Stay Doomed?
Oh, I would love to hear what people like most.
Okay, someone says episode 200. I have no idea what that is. Despite the fact that I talked all this stuff about how important milestones are to me, I don't remember what episode 200 is. I think it's a retrospective.
It's not.
It's not.
It is the lost episode of Turn On.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because Turn On is also here. Escape the Night. The Quest. Push Nevada. And then somebody wrote like a paragraph that I have here, so I'm just kind of like looking through it because they mentioned a lot of stuff. A lot of love for Killer Camp, Whodunit, the Legends of the Hidden Temple reboot.
I really enjoyed that episode.
That was an interesting.
These are all like strong episodes. No one said anything like real strange.
Heathers is on here. Terra Nova.
Terra Nova, shockingly good.
What a great show. Freaks and Geeks, Inhumans.
I love that dog.
Yeah, so
Justice for Lockjaw. None of these shock me. No one put up something like real. There's also a number of other responses that wouldn't have shocked me. Like if somebody had been like McDuff,
Yeah.
half dog, half
bring it
goat.
up.
That is one of my favorite moments of recording this podcast. Is when you and I were watching this, and you're like, "What is happening?" I'm like, "Did you miss that he was half ghost?" And you short circuit real bad.
Yeah. I asked how many episodes it should take to cover something. Split between as many as it takes and no more than 3.
Okay.
So that's good info.
Have we ever had a show besides Freaks and Geeks go more than 3?
Blood Drive.
Oh.
And I did that one alone. And then I asked, what do you want to see covered by Stay Tuned? None of this is going to surprise you.
The Quest.
The Quest.
Cop Rock Redo.
Cop Rock Redux. And then a lot of the other ones are like general.
Electric Mayhem.
Well, Electric Mayhem's not on here.
That's what I would have thought so.
But like more general things like talking dogs,
Yes, for sure.
puppets,
Yeah.
and then like other specific things include Julie and the Phantoms.
I want to address Julie and the Phantoms real quick.
Yeah.
You and I have discussed this, and I think this is the time to mention this. For streaming shows that are never officially canceled, we are invoking...
You gotta wait.
I'm sorry. No, I'm saying, like, do I have to wait to explain this?
No, we need to wait is what I'm saying.
So I think we agreed that 2 years from the last episode, with no word, is what we will consider streaming canceled.
Yeah.
So I do believe Julie and the Phantoms does now qualify. So I think we could address that in... Yeah, Julie and the Phantoms well past qualifies.
And somebody also asked for recently-ish scripted shows. And listed a bunch of stuff we had on the list for a while. Minority Report, Drive. One that I completely forgot about.
We watched Minority Report on purpose before this show started.
I know. But there's one on here that I did completely forget about. That actually, they say, hey, remember this? The Lone Gunman.
Oh yeah, you said that with all that build up, and I was gonna go, Katie Keene!
I forgot about Katie.
The Riverdale, like...
Riverdale not mentioned once. Anywhere
Y'all.
else.
Okay, this has nothing to do with anything.
Yep.
Except it needs to be addressed. Mr. Fantasy.
Oh, I put that in the Discord immediately when we found this out. We discovered who Mr. Fantasy was.
Allegedly.
And
it's Archie from Riverdale!
Like, first we no. What I'm saying is, we learned that he existed, Mr. Fantasy.
Yeah, watching the parade like everyone else.
And then we're like, this is a fake man, right? And then I Googled it and I was like, who is this guy? He's some New Zealand actor? And Laura was like, that's Archie!
I need to contextualize this of, we are at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
When this happens. And I do a full, like, spit take out of my adult sippy cup. Like, water everywhere. And I was like, that's Archie from Riverdale!
So.
Sorry.
Just to get us back on track. I know, it's important. That was your one for episode. You're allowed one. We've established the rule.
I needed it. I need that to live.
We are looking at what we need and what the people want. All right? And we want to provide the thing that we want, that everyone wants. And I'm trying to escape my psychosis of the algorithm and things like that. So we've discussed it. We've come to a decision on how we're going to do the show going further. I would like to say that our plan for season 8 is oops all bangers.
Yes.
The rule will basically be we are not doing pilots unless they are specifically requested in our Discord.
Or we really want to.
We're
not doing oops gotta make some content ones.
Yeah, we are not doing that anymore. We only want to do the things that we think matter and we really want you all to enjoy. So, I'm going to reveal right now the schedule for the next 5 episodes.
Yes.
Okay? Because another thing that we are planning to do is we want to do a new thing that's going to be, that I'm tentatively calling Stay Doomed Light. And that's where we watch something that just squeaks by what the rules of the show are. And maybe we don't go as in-depth of a beat by beat explanation. And maybe it's not both of us. So the next couple weeks, maybe not in this order, are planning to be Meow TV.
Yeah, apparently.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. The Muppets behind the scenes special for the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah.
Which is a
From 1978.
1978. It's a recent bit of kind of like lost media we found. We're like, ooh, let's do that. As requested by our Discord, Who's Your Daddy?
Okay.
Which is the lost reality show that's been number 1 on my list for a while. It's this. The game is a girl has to figure out which one of 10 men is her actual dad.
Mamma Mia, but not with ABBA music.
Yes. A Stay Doomed Light on the Queen's Gambit. The Netflix 1-season show, The Queen's Gambit. I watched it. Laura didn't.
Nope.
I have some stuff to say, but it's like 8 episodes. It's going to get covered in 1 episode of Stay Doomed. It will probably have less clips in it. And it's just going to be kind of like a sampler platter of thoughts about it. Where you just kind of get the gist of it. And then, The Quest.
The Quest, which we did record one of the episodes of The Quest. We're going to have to re-record.
We're going to have to re-record it because it's been so long.
I mean, it's been over 2 years since we did.
It was...
Was that the one we lost because of the storm?
No, that's the one we recorded. And then when we went to do, or start watching for part 2, the strike happened. And I was like, we can't release this.
Because I remember there was a key episode that we lost in a power outage, which was a factor in season 6 that we frequently forget about.
Yeah, season 6 is where we lose power.
And we start to lose it.
And we lose our minds. That being said, because it's Oops All Bangers, and we want these to all be bangers, the new rule of Stay Doomed is it's done when it's done.
We are moving to a Defunct Land-esque model.
Yeah.
I hate to say Defunct Land because he's started to just put out like 1 video a year now.
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing. But we're not going to have a regular release schedule because I think we've really burned out a lot over this last year. There's been and I know a lot of creators have talked about creator burnout, and we have faced it very badly in especially the last 2-3 months.
Because one thing I want to say, because I don't think you know this, somebody commented on our hiatus announcement. Something along the lines of, wait, you're going on hiatus? You don't even have an audience. Like, why bother coming back?
Mean.
Yeah, I was just like, ugh. And one of our fans replied to it and was like, hey, it's not about views, it's about passion. Noah and Laura have a small but dedicated audience that they are catering to. And then, like, said something along the lines of, like, whatever you're dealing with that's making you lash out at people you don't know, I hope you feel better about. But I super appreciated getting that, like, bit of perspective of, like, we do not have the biggest audience. But the audience we have really enjoys our stuff. And rather than chasing this idea of this is how a YouTuber or this is how content is supposed to be created, focusing more on we are not going to have the spread that we thought we would have. We are not going to have the army of fans, but we have the fans that really care about it. Let's make the best product for them, because that is kind of the lifeblood of the show. So, if it takes us a bit longer to watch these episodes, and it doesn't come out right away, that's just the way it's going to shake out, because we'd rather release something good than something to fill the space.
Yeah, and I just looked at that video. I think whoever that was deleted their comment.
I deleted it.
Okay.
Because I was pissed off when I saw it. I was like, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be a thing I think about.
Yeah, I mean, we very much had some burnout this season, and I think moving in a direction of creating better, like, I have a lot of research resources I do not always get to use because of time. Mm-hmm. And I do want you to be aware that the Stay Doomed book is still involved, like, still on the table. I am going to sit down with it in the next couple of weeks. It needs massive edits.
Yeah.
It just genuinely does.
And it's got a lot of holes that we want to fill. So, like, in the future, absolutely yes to Julie and the Phantoms. Absolutely yes to Lone Gunman. I still really want to do Mission Hill. What other like the dream ones that were like, man, we got to get to that eventually?
Frank the Entertainer in a Basement Affair.
Frank the Entertainer in a Basement Affair.
I mean, because I remember my original one I was desperate to do was Megan Once a Millionaire. And so when we finally got to do that, I was like, yeah. Like I said, I want to approach season 8 with more intention.
Yeah.
We are not content creators who are creating content as a job. We do it because we like it. Mm-hmm. So when we start to not like it, that's where we're in the danger zone.
Yes. Yeah, I'd also like to say that, like, when it comes to...
We've had some really interesting conversations recently that I've actually had the thought of, like, man, this would probably be a really good episode of Stay Doomed, but it doesn't make any sense as a Stay Doomed. Because we very recently had an incredible conversation about Stranger Things.
Yeah.
A show neither of us actively watches.
No.
But about the distribution and about the rollout of seasons and the time skips. And I think giving us the freedom to approach some of these things will also keep that spark.
Yeah.
So we're not I'm excited to go forward and be able to do this in a way that feels sustainable.
Yeah.
Because it's just funny because I feel like what is old is new again. Because this feels like the end of season 1 all over again.
Yeah.
Where we massively reapproach how we do the show in a way that works with our lives.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm very excited to go on this journey, get through all these things. And I do want to say, I'm very thankful for all the fans here. Those who are part of the Discord, those who are not part of the Discord. Wherever you listen to this, whether it be on YouTube, on Podbean, on Spotify, on whatever Apple's calling their thing these days, or on our Patreon, which I just want to state again, is free. There is an option for you to give us $1, which somebody recently signed up for, which I thought was very sweet. Thank you so much. You don't have to if you felt like you want to support us in some sort of monetary way. We really do appreciate it. You don't have to. And I just, wanted to say it out loud in case you forgot that you were part of our Patreon and are still giving us money and you want to stop. You can. We won't feel upset if you're like, hey, wait a minute. That's where the $5 is going.
Yeah, if there are creators who are trying to do this as their jobs, please support them.
Please support them. We, again, are very appreciative of everything that you guys do for us. But sometimes I look at the Patreon and I see that money's still coming in, and I'm like, did they remember? Did they just forget to unsubscribe? It's partially my imposter syndrome.
We ask nothing of you but your time.
Yes.
And that time is more than enough. That you trust us to talk about content, that you're interested in what we have to say. That is more than we have any right to ask of you.
Yeah.
And we genuinely do appreciate it. I know I am not very often on I am largely off social media.
Yeah.
It's not a good place for me. I will dip into Discord every so often. But I am very much not on most social media. I know I plug social media at the end of every podcast, but if you look at the social media I plug, I do not post.
Yeah.
So, but I do want you to know that, like, especially when something comes up, Noah does bring it to me. Mm-hmm. This is why I could never be a full-time content creator, because if I had to do social media, like, a lot, I would go mad.
Yeah.
Bluntly.
But we appreciate you in the Discord. I'm currently trying to fix my Discord. I am part of far too many communities, and it's hard for me to keep track of everything. So we're hoping after we're done hiating, we'll come out of our hibernation, and we'll be on the Discord more. So be sure to join our Discord. It's available in the links down below. And if you don't want to do that, where can people find us?
You can email us at thestaydoomedshow@gmail.com, and there is a Blue Sky set up for Stay Doomed. I don't remember the password right now, so I have to get into that again.
Yes. And if you want to just talk to me, I'm at TV's Noah on Blue Sky, and I don't use it, but I am at TV's Noah on Instagram.
I'm Laura Crane on Blue Sky. Also, in future episodes, I may pivot to just using Laura Crane professionally.
Yes.
In both, because I do feel like I've just used Laura Crane significantly more.
Yeah.
So I think I may pivot to just using Laura Crane in both instead of splitting
your personalities.
Instead of just splitting the name. It's kind of like when we do comedy, I keep being like, "What? That's my name?"
Yeah, I get you.
It's not my name. Okay, sorry. I'm a little tired, guys.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us here for the post-mortem.
Thank you for joining us for the last 7 years, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we want to keep moving forward. We want to move forward with the book. I need to really tear the book apart and rework it, because there's definitely pieces of the book that work, and there are pieces of the book that don't.
Yes. But thank you so much for listening. And until next time.
Stay doomed.
Stay doomed.